What the fuck, man? What the fuck is that thing?
I want to live. We can be friends. We can be friends.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Art of Law Show.
Hello. Wow. To you too, Cheerio.
Another happy Monday. I did fix the sound alerts, I believe, so they should be louder now. I know Stronk, and there was another one that was kind of quiet, but I went through, I changed the volumes as high as I could, so they should be a little bit better now. Can I even remember what one of them are? I'm gonna test one real quick. I think this is one. I think.
Ah, the mud! It's not mud! It's not mud!
Oh my god. Triggering Strong.
Yellow Ragagoo. I think that's it.
What did you just say? What? Rage
I do
gauge?
not.
You couldn't say rage gauge?
Oh, you gotta love them. Okay. So, same old Inquisitorial Rejects coming soon. We're hopefully, I'm not gonna say anything right now, but we're hopefully the next possible Sunday, maybe, depending on how everybody's schedules go, we might have our pilot episode of Inquisitorial Rejects. Yay! You can watch the suffering of everybody. And then it's just business as normal. It's just trying to get shit done. Trying to get Helldivers has consumed our lives.
Yes.
But so much fun. I enjoy it so much, but gotta get on these minis. I'm trying to get projects off my shelf. So I want to get my kill team done. I only got 3 models done. My sister's kill team is half painted. I want to get that done. And then we're going to go on our next big commission job after that. Now that we got Yuki's models done, finally.
No, when are we gonna finally send it to her?
Then eventually we're going to work on that. I got to get in contact, figure out where to send it, blah, 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 shipping. I got to figure out how to wrap these suckers without them being utterly destroyed by any postal carrier. Which, oh god, that's a nightmare of my own.
Good luck.
So, with all that sorted out, let's go ahead and get to the paint cam. I'm working on the Star Striders of my own little kill team that I thought was going to be great to be run until they changed kill team for your inside of Space Hulk, and all my orbital bombardment is now useless. So, that was cool. But anyways, here we go.
Let us laugh at him, Alan.
So,
So,
what do we got on the docket there, Bob?
oh, the good old. You know what? I want to see if you can guess by the statement. Such vile alien necromancy is despicable. It is right that we view it with suspicion any who use these illicit methods. Even if we are forced to work with them, we are not to trust them.
Forced to work with them? I don't know.
Alan, any guesses?
Eldar.
Eldar, yes, but what part of Eldar society?
Probably gonna be talking about the craft world Eldari.
Yes.
And my guess is probably they're Wraith Bowslingers.
You are correct, Alan. Tonight we are speaking of the Ghost Warriors.
Emperor's Liquors.
Bruce,
What?
of course.
What the heck? I like some Emperor's liquors. It might drive Nurgle from my body.
If your body is composed of 90% alcohol, most things never get through your body.
You're goddamn right. It can't survive, and it can't survive being pickled. But yes, the Ghost Warriors. The Wraithbone undead robots of doom.
You say they hear undead robots of doom? What?
Yes.
There's actually undead robots for the Eldars.
Okay.
Basically, you know how the Eldar have soul stones, right, Kyle?
Space Fools will drink you up. Yeah, I know about
Drink
the Soul
you to-
Stones.
when an Eldar dies and let's say a situation gets really fucked, right?
Okay.
They'll take the stone back out of the Infinity Sword and put it into a Wraithbone construct, and it will fight for the living again.
Imagine if a Necron and a Dreadnought had a baby.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and they hit about just as hard. Because these fuckers are made completely of Wraithbone. You know, that material that can range from tensile strength of anywhere between ceramite and fucking adamantium.
Yeah, I remember hearing about Wraithbone and all that jazz.
Well,
Well,
being as light.
Wraithbone is literally goddamn solidified warp that somebody's saying to existence.
Yeah, basically.
Okay then.
Wraithbone is not forged. It is not mined. It is basically woven into creation.
I wonder did Eldari have before the Purposeful Niche a Wraith sex doll? Because they were fucked up.
Oh boy. What the
I hate
fuck?
to say it. He's not alive, but he's not wrong.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was tonight's show.
Someone
Codicea
struck a
needs to go-
nerve.
Codicea needs to go punch an elf again.
You know what? I think my camera's off. Go figure. It's always something broken.
No, we always make fun of Yuki for her shows being borked, but ours are pretty borked a lot of times too.
Did we ever escape the borketing?
No.
Alright, that should
No
have
one does.
taken care of that. Okay.
Hey. And of course, right as Cicero says that, I dropped my fucking mouse somewhere.
You dropped your mouse?
Yes, my mouse. It has gone rogue.
Did it go rogue trader? Boom ting.
No, it's not declared its independence yet. There you are, you bastard.
Well, it ran away. I thought that counted as independence.
But no, it wouldn't shock me if you're right about that statement that the Eldar used them for weird things. I wish I didn't have that thought in my head, but I'm betting they did.
Because you want to know why? Because it's Wraith Bone.
And this is why you had your leg privileges revoked.
Poor Bob.
Funny enough, the process of even making a Wraith unit, like fully powering it, is considered abhorrent to them.
But they're literally using the power of their people's souls.
Well, it doesn't consume the power. It's just along the lines of the dead should rest.
I don't know. Sometimes you really need really need that help.
Sometimes you really need that dreadnought.
It is only done in the most dire of situations, so not a lot of craft worlds are running around with fucking armies of these things. Think fuck with the current lore dish changes too.
I'm guessing it was bad before.
Well, the main downside to Wraith constructs like the Wraith Guard and the Wraith Lord are they're slow without a Spirit Seer, right?
Whoa, what the fuck?
Basically imagine
They can do anything, and one of their weapons is called a Vibro Cannon. Slanesh approved.
yes.
What craft world is that? Lyodin?
Craft World Yidenden.
Yidenden? I have
I
them,
think it's
cause Wraith Guard troops.
yeah, because Uthway and Yinden are the two cursed craft worlds because they're suffered so many losses.
Oof.
Or not, yeah, Uthway and Yinden. But anyway, Basically, they need the guidance of a spirit seer, because otherwise, the spirit in the wraith bone unit is almost disconnected. You know, like how we see things in VR and everything's just a split second too slow,
Yes.
right? Now imagine that with your whole body.
Like you go and
That's
try
what
to
it
move your
is.
arm and it's like input lag.
Yeah, that's what it's like for a wraith guard without the aid of a spirit seer.
Well, they're literally just trying to play Helldivers with extreme input lag almost.
Yes. You wanna know what the problem was?
Hmm.
Keyword was.
So it's no longer like that.
For the Yanari, it isn't.
Oh, because God is dead.
Yeah, because apparently the God of the Dead could just eat the soul and then spit it into the Wraithbone construct to inhabit it. Not just pilot it.
That sounds kind of bad.
We don't know how it works, but now imagine an Eldari legendary warrior fighting at the same speed as he was before, but now in a near impenetrable body.
How about
Cause
no?
I'm from space. I'm missing something.
Oh,
Didn't
Yay
that-
Indian suffered a attack from a splinter feet of Hive Fleet Kraken.
Oh, okay. I was say, are they secretly nids? Like I'm losing something here.
Well, they suffered from the NIDS. But moving on to the actual units, they use them basically as their super heavy shock troops. They're not meant just to. Basically, they're used for the exact purpose of shit has hit the fan. I need to bring the dangerous and stupidly powerful weapons to bear. You ever heard the term D weapon, Kyle?
D weapon, like what, like a doomsday weapon or something?
Destroyer weapons is what the term was back in, I want to say 8th or 7th or 8th. But these were weapons that were so powerful there was no true protection against them. They get their name from the D cannons that these things used to run around with. And it didn't stand for destruction, it was dimensional weaponry.
Dimension.
Meaning they would literally just fold the page on the dimension and there goes your whole platoon. Things got fucked very quickly. They were meant to bring about the most dangerous and powerful weapons to bear. And it got a little fucky more than once. More like trying to think of the other stupid weapons they would bring to bear. Just in the Wraith Guard department. What the hell was it? Oh, Wraith cannons.
The vibro cannon. Slanesh approved.
I think Vibro cannon. Actually, no. They came with force fields, axes, ghost shields, D-scythes.
For the Emperor. Ah, Watley just subscribed for 12 months. That's a full year.
Holy
My
shit.
God. Well, thank you for the sub.
One of the most potent weapons of the Wraith Guard variant was a distortion sight, which is basically, in layman's term, would take a physical thing and then shit whip it into the warp.
When you say a physical thing,
Yes.
like
Imagine jumping into the warp.
a
without
person just
data
going
shield.
yeet into the warp?
Yes.
Oh boy.
The other weapons they would boast would be basically Wraith cannons, which is just a portable version of the D cannon, which opens a temporary rift from real space into the fucking warp at a molecular level, which causes things to implode on themselves. So, are you getting the insane weaponry that can come to bear against things?
Yeah, that it's elves, so I could definitely see that coming.
Picture this as your anvil, and the Eldar strike groups as the hammer. This is what most armies will break themselves against, as like their wave serpents and that circle around and just obliterate them. And Ghost Warriors come in basically 3 primary variants. The Wraith Guard, which is just basically the size of a Terminator, boasting heavy weapons and shit.
Are these the bowling ball pinhead people?
Yes,
Okay.
I will send a picture in the Discord. I think.
Maybe.
If it lets me. Thank you. Piece of shit.
In 3rd edition, a d6 roll of 6 on a wound meant poof, instant death.
Yeah, no saves. None.
Damn.
0. This is where the term destroyer weapons show up, Kyle. It'll be in the general of the hangout corner.
And they're fucking terrifying.
I gotta make this smaller. I'm gonna try to make. Okay, I can't make this smaller. I'll just put it over here for now. No, don't do that. God, what if Armageddon shows up and changes my voice? I gotta keep that over there. Ooh, excuse me.
Well, D weapons changed with the advent of basically 7th edition Cicero. But yeah, no. I remember the Emperor's sword used to be a broken ass D weapon.
Imagine a hit on your Robo Gilly Man.
Robot Gorilla Man, row your boat gently down the street, man.
Imagine him
Well, that's
getting
when they
hit.
started adding. Well, that's why they added bodyguards and shit, so you just wouldn't lose a 500-point model to a D weapon strike. But suffice to say, as broken as that sounds, go back towards, I want to say, 7th edition when Gilman first came out, and look at the rules for the Emperor's sword. Broken as fuck. But those are the smallest variant of Wraith construct. Mostly resilient to everything besides heavy weapons like tank fire and that. And these are normally just veteran warriors stuck in these things, right? Heroes, basically veterans of long wars, were basically brought back to save the living. Now we're moving on to heroes. Wraith Lords. Which stand at the size of... When they stand tall, they basically can peer over not a Land Raider, a Bane Blade easily.
They're almost like the version of Titans, almost, right?
They're knights. They're knight-sized.
Okay.
I would say, maybe a little smaller. And only heroes of the Eldari are placed within the Wraith Lord constructs.
So they're that important.
Yeah, because imagine a hero, and as tough as the hide as a Wraith Guard is, that's more along the lines of just short of Ceramite, right? Just above Ceramite. The Wraithbone construction of a Wraith Lord even surpasses the supernatural strength of adamantium.
So Wraith Lord Dreadnought size, Wraith Knight the size of a knight. I've seen the battles of where like the Eldar like gigantic guys are fighting knights. So
Wait a minute. Then what's bigger? Oh fuck, Side Titans. I completely forgot about the Eldari Side Titans or Phantom Titans. Never mind. Cicero has it right. Fuck, my brain went nowhere with that. I was like, what the fuck? What type? But basically, these bastards are given basically big ass power swords, known as ghost glaives. Which imagine being sitting in a super heavy tank, and this thing just barely cuts through it like a knife through hot butter.
So, fuck.
It comes with incredibly high, powerful, damaging weapons along the lines of.
Subaru, hey, I know stuff. I'm a Eldar Long-Ears lover and a Tau Weeaboo.
We know.
You can shoot me for Xenolith. Technically, at that point, we have to shoot Gilliman, too.
Is it sanctioned yet?
Do you want to try to shoot Gilliman? Do you?
Can I have my Necron waifu yet?
A neck with what the fuck?
Oh, Bob, you're so much fun to fuck with.
I don't want to know. I'm not sure if this is a new meme I'm behind the times on, but I'm scared. But basically,
I wonder if he
he
banged Yvreen when her cat was watching. Ah,
Her cat.
cats ever
Oh,
stop
God.
watching? Do cats ever stop watching?
no,
Kyle?
it's that creepy. Right, Kyle?
Maybe? What? Why
You
am
would
I getting
know.
jumped to?
Because you have cats and you have several children. You would know.
That's not by choice.
We know, double barrel. But anyway, Wraith Lords will be equipped with distortion cannons and even mounted on the shoulders, mind you, on top of a shuriken cannon. You know, the Eldari Gatling gun?
Mhm.
Yeah, imagine that as wrist mounted while the fucker's running around with a giant staff, power glaive, or a sword.
Oof.
Oof, indeed. And it's not like you're dealing with some jackass piloting a mobile suit. In terms of Mobile Suit Gundam, this motherfuckers are chars. Veterans and incredibly skilled warriors who will basically make a mockery of all else. And
Do
when
you know anything about Mecha Suit Gundam?
Yeah,
tell me you two had a childhood.
I used to watch that when I was a kid.
Okay, so I'm the one who doesn't know shit. Got it.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, I watch Mobile Suit. I know who Char is.
I
had
know.
a childhood thing. But and even worse than this, they're always accompanied. These big ass Wraith Lords will be accompanied by a dedicated Spirit Seer to make sure they can steer the Ghost Warrior to even greater feats of destruction.
So they have like a little nanny that follows them around.
Basically,
They're like,
and
he's over there. Oh, thanks, Ma.
certain Wraith Lord variants, like one of them just comes with nothing but equipped as a super heavy weapons platform, have been developed by Cicero's craft world Yinden, just so they could bring out much more firepower. And even funnier, on Uthway, where they have to use shitloads of the dead, imagine an entire squad of Wraithguard, right?
Mhm.
Being followed around by a Spirit Seer and a fucking Wraith Lord. And that's what most of their army consists of.
Oh.
Are you starting to see why it's a big deal when a craft world explodes?
A little bit.
And even bigger than the mighty Wraith Lords, you have Wraith Knights, which completely do away with the Spirit Seer, are as nimble as a howling banshee, and just as fucking fast, if not faster.
Jesus
So imagine
Christ.
a vehicle the size of a knight moving at the same speed as a muscle car, Alan.
Kind of not to say I did.
Too fucking late. These things are equipped with Wraith cannons, or a Sun cannon, which is basically a giant fuck you melta weapon.
I mean, I kind of guessed when you said sun cannon.
Or giant ghost glaives and a scatter shield, which are used to take on greater demons of corn, like they were fucking chumps. Now I hear what you're thinking. Bob, if these vehicles are so dangerous and so powerful, why don't the Eldari use have more of them? Why are they so rare? It's because of how they're constructed and piloted, my dear listener. They require something very unique to the Eldari. You know how Eldar have very low birth rates?
Yes.
A Wraith Guard requires twins, or a Wraith Knight requires twins.
Twins?
Yes, twins. One of the living, one of the dead.
Oof.
One must perish.
Ooh.
Their spirit stone is pushed into a Wraith Knight, and the other sibling is taught how to pilot it. Because they have a almost supernatural connection. Kind of like, you know how sometimes you just know when your brother's thinking, Kyle? You
Not
just look at
really.
him and go, follow me here for a minute. How it'd be like you and Alan be able to finish each other's sentences. You know,
Depending on what it is, but yes.
Kyle could hold out his hand, and you'd know exactly, Alan, what beer to hand him. He'd stick out his hand, and you know exactly what paint to give him. That kind of shit. It's just supernatural to the point where Eldari twins, an entire galaxy apart, if one of them perishes, the other can tell when they died to the moment.
Oh.
It is depressing as fuck. Last words of Imperial Guardsman. Son of a wheeze! Whereas Leroy's words, ew, oh shit! But Wraith Knights also have an incredibly important role to play in Eldari society. You know how, let's just put it this way, and it goes back to the whole most important thing of an Eldar craft world Eldari's equipment. What might that be, Alan?
Spearstone?
Do you know the Eldari don't actually grow these things themselves?
Spearstones?
They do not grow them. They can only be found in one part of the entirety of the galaxy.
And that's planets near the planets that were near the Eye of Terror.
The Crone worlds, yes. The Wraith Knights are sent into these worlds to go harvest the stones and then fight their way the fuck back out.
Yes.
So they have to go fight shit to get these stones that the Eldar need to keep their souls.
Yes.
Damn. I thought they just made them.
They cannot, sadly.
Well, that sucks.
Basically, imagine a Wraith Knight as, have you guys seen, what's the movie? Pacific Rim?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of system, except one of them's dead.
Okay.
And piloting the giant robot. They will literally jump into closed off sections of the warp of the webway to find the surface of Chrome worlds and harvest spirit stones. Excuse me. And that's why it's important now. I barely ever see these things deployed into war.
But they're mostly collecting spirit stones.
Yes, that. The fact alone that Eldari twins are rare is an understatement. If a Wraith Knight is lost, chances are, even if you recover the war machine, you're not going to find another crew for it for a fucking while.
I mean, can you?
It's rare.
So, in like once in like every like 1,000 years, you can find another person who can pilot that one.
Another set of assholes.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair.
And that's the most painful thing about these things. It is considered a big fucking deal. And even worse, the second you take up the duty as a Wraith Knight, your twin might be able to leave it, but the one who's in the Spirit Stone, the dead one, can never be extracted from the war machine.
Oh, yeah, because they're fucking dead.
Well, normally, even like in Wraith Guards and Wraith Knights, you're able to pull the body back, the spirit out of the Wraith construct and select it back into the Infinity Circuit. If you go into a Wraith Knight, there's no coming back. It's a one-way ticket, to quote Cicero. There is no
Damn.
peace. You're
One-way
forever stuck.
ticket.
As such, all the previous souls that inhabited that machine are still inside of it. Which is good for the pilots, so they have several hundred lifetimes of experience to call upon.
I'll say, at least you know your twin that's stuck in there has friends.
Yeah, but imagine how it'd be like basically being stuck with the same 10 people in a dark room. Can't see shit, and all you're doing is talking to each other.
Better become friends.
Best to have some conversations.
But imagine what great stories they might have.
Oh, fuck, maybe. Oh, shit. I hate to mention the game, but a certain game that does get brought up involving the Wraith Knight is Dawn of War 3.
There's a third one?
Yes, and there's an even more powerful version of a Wraith Knight, which involves one of the twins, most likely a dead one, it being a fucking Farseer.
So a farmer here.
Yes, they're psychers.
Yeah, I know that. But I'm just like, it's a far. Imagine that you're a farseer. Twins.
Well,
That
the most
must be fucking rare as fuck.
yes, perfect example. The intro to Dawn of War 3, a Wraith Knight cuts an Imperial Knight in two like it was nothing.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that on YouTube with a clip or something. Okay, Yarick time.
All right, Yark. He's dead. All right,
Yark.
Yark time's over.
But Yarick lives. Look.
Sweet mother of God.
Oh,
We had our Yark time.
oh, there it is. We have the time. Okay.
I got the time on. And it begins.
God, I cannot. For sample size, this is what a Wraith Knight looks like.
I love this fucking paint mixer, man.
Huh?
I said I love this paint mixer.
I bet you do.
Oh, you can hear me just fine.
But as I was saying, yeah, Wraith Knights are insanely dangerous to run the fuck into. Because they pack the same firepower as a light Titan, as a Scout Titan.
Headcanon. There is no voice changer.
Along the and with the mobility of a light aircraft. Packing the armor of a super heavy vehicle.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Not if you're going up against it. Thus leads us to the other point. It was mentioned in the Gathering Storm books when Yniad fucking ate some of the Infinity Stone of Tan. It just spewed out a bunch of dead warriors. They were all moving around fighting like they were just still the living.
Hands up, pants down. Ah.
And amongst these numbers included Wraith Knights. So, no feedback, full speed. And you're lag switching people. That's what it's like to fight against Wraith Knights.
Huh.
Imagine you're the guy getting your lag switched.
Rather not.
That's what it's like to suffer. And then you have one other variant of the Wraith Guard, known as Wraith Blades. Alan, you know what a Slayer is, right?
Yes.
Rip and tear until it is done.
Yes, Kyle, but imagine instead of a short, angry, suicidal midget, stick that now into an Eldari Wraith Guard. Give it a giant axe and an arm blade and tell it to go fuck up the enemy line. Oh, and it has teleporters on it.
It teleports?
It fucking teleports. So imagine this thing just jumping in and out of your line. General, for those wishing to see. They are literally the spirits of fallen Eldari so pissed that when their spirit stone is put into a Wraith Guard, it starts glowing red fucking hot. They will either wield 2 sets of ghost swords. Let's see if I can find some pictures. Or they will run around with a goddamn ghost axe and a force shield. Oh, here it is. Here's a perfect example of nightmare fuel if you're just trying to hold a line. And fuck these things, because they have super heavy armor, and then you add the Eldar's bullshit rules about fate dice. It's not fun. Well, the 2 major areas though that use a shitload of the dead. Well, as we said, Yandin, because they suffered a invasion from High Fleet Kraken. How a craft world ran into a High Fleet, I don't know, but Eldar is stupid.
Are they on a flying ship? Can they just be like, fuck this shit, I'm out?
And then you have Uthway the Damned.
Just gonna leave that one out there?
What's that?
Just not gonna answer that one?
I cannot understand.
We can't understand you, Kyle.
You're lucky it's been 5 minutes. I was like, aren't they on a ship? Can't they just like fly away?
Yes. That's why I said I don't know how you get invaded by a fucking High Fleet while on a goddamn ship full of psychers who only can see the giant black wall of doom coming at you. And now you're a radio operator, Kyle.
All right, another 5 minutes.
At least this one's not too bad. You should be able to understand me.
Ah, yes. Kyle is calling in radio coordinates for the next orbital strike. No, let me rephrase that. a continent-sized warship.
Just don't get away from that. Well, now that's over. Let's try a new one.
And even worse, let's just put it this way, Kyle. They almost lost this continent-sized warship, right?
Is that like that's their planet now, right? They don't want to be losing that shit.
Well, for theory, and mind you, I think this is just because fuck the Eldar in writing, because the Eldar get the short end of the stick a lot when it comes to GW books.
Yeah, but they're elves. Who really likes elves, though?
That's what she said. But
it's like rolled it without the fun.
just to put this into prospect, Kyle, for you. During the Great Crusade, right? 20 Space Marine legions, right, Kyle?
Okay.
I think only one craft world was ever destroyed during the Great Crusade. One. And I want to say it was the Ultramarines, Dark Angels, World Eaters, and one other legion that participated in its destruction. And they all took horrendous losses. Right?
Okay.
4 Space Marine legions had to participate in destroying this motherfucker. And then the Splinter Fleet almost completely kills it.
The bugs are like, hold my beer.
Well, I think this is another one of those GW likes to punch the Eldar in the face. No, I got a better way of describing it. Have you guys ever played the game Elder Scrolls?
Yes.
Like Oblivion and that?
Yes.
You know Penal or White Stripe?
Maybe if I've like saw it.
The Divine Crusader, the one that murdered so many elves that he went ape shit about it. He basically met up with the human. You know the mapper Cyrodiil, right?
Yeah.
He murdered half. Take the map, take the eastern side of it. By the time he finally met up with the humans, he'd murdered every elf east.
Okay, so he's just off genocide, huh?
That's who I think writes all the novels for GW when it comes to the elves.
That guy.
The guy just hates elves. The Eldar gets such a short the end of the stick in all the writing, it's not even funny. The Avatar Kane should be a nightmarish wraithbone construct channeling the power of a dead god. Are you really a Space Marine? Are you really a Space Marine hero if you haven't just beaten the shit out of it once or twice? I think Sicarius has one under his belt. Calgar has one under his belt. Dante has 2 under his belt. Asriel has one under his belt.
Dante.
Well, Dante. Like, everyone has kicked the shit out of a goddamn Avatar of Kane. That's how shitty their writing is in lore. People get... And this is one of those situations where I think it was shit writing. But thousands upon thousands of Eldari souls were thrown back into the Infinity Circuit after their fights with their stand against the Great Devourer. So they started just trying to make more and more of the Ghost Warriors. Started popping more of them out of the Infinity Circuit.
So the Infinity Circuit, like their afterlife?
Yeah, basically it's their portable afterlife to avoid Slaanesh.
Ah, okay.
At one point, it was not uncommon to see entire vast armies of these Wraith Guards, Wraith Lords, and Wraith Knights striding into battle while fighting him. Calgar decapitated him. Well, we're not going to talk about that because that comic was stupid. This is when I refuse to accept it as canon, and I am an Ultramarines fan. Look at me. Look at me. Even it started to get a little ridiculous. To the point, basically, at one point during the conflict, the altar of Yinden itself was never seen without at least 3 or 4 Wraith Lords protecting him. Because the Hive Mind had tried to kill him multiple times. And they were able to field this massive unit group known as the Shadow Council because of it. Eventually, they did manage to drive the Tyranids off, but the damage was done. Yinden was in ruins, and now they had an entire fuckload of army of Eldar Ghost Warriors. And you want to know how the Eldar immediately reacted to this?
Try.
What do you think? What do you think they did?
Not sure. But tell you.
I'll give you a hint. They fall into the same camp as BLTAM when it comes to humans.
Not entirely sure.
Kill all humans.
Oh, just
It's
mark
the
everything?
It's the humans' fault because they helped destroy this thing at McCrag, and then the Splinter found us. Let's go attack an ultramarine world.
That sounds like a good idea.
And somewhere, Gilliman, even in his stasis, is banging his head off his desk. Going, how is this any of our fault, you bastards? And they send Eldari Greta, and she said, how dare you? Cicero. But luckily for them, Yandon and Uthwe started falling more and more under the sway of Urain and the Anari. So remember what I said about those few units, guys? How the Wraith Guard units are super fucking fast and dangerous? You following me, cameraman?
Yep.
Now, imagine entire armies that fast. Swiggity swooty. I'm coming for that booty. Is what the Eldar said to everybody who upset them.
Okay.
Wanted that revenge, I take it.
They were taking revenge on everybody. And one of the short stories I did read, just to bring back the Imperial fuck yeah moment, was after this event, Yindin, and I want to say during the Indominus Crusade, Gilliman teamed up with an Altarch of Yindin. And they had this little diplomatic meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And the Altarch proposed, I propose a little bit of a game, really, just to seal their contract. He believed his Wraith Lord was so fast it could put his finger, touch Gilliman, without being intercepted by the custodians. Right?
Yes.
He thought he could touch Gilliman without the custodians getting him.
Yeah, basically intercepting the touch. He said, no, block it.
Yeah.
And he proposed Gilliman would not be fast enough to touch him without his Wraith Lord touching it.
What about Wraith fighters? There's a Wraith fighter?
Fight? The fuck is a Wraith fighter? I don't think that's a ghost unit. This is just the dead. Stand by, stand by. Let's see if Bob's missed something in his notes.
Just the dead.
Ghost fighter. Boop. Ghost fighter, ghost fighter, ghost fighter, ghost fighter. Did I miss something in my notes? I'm not seeing anything, Cicero, with that title. Ghost Warriors, Ghost Warriors. Wraith Guard, Wraith Bone. Wraith Fighter.
Eldar Hemlock Wraith Fighter.
Ah, the aircraft.
Oh, it's an aircraft. Well, I guess it makes sense. Wraith fighter.
Yeah. I wonder.
Oh, what's going on here? Oh, okay.
Oh shit! It is technically a ghost warrior, and I just was not in my notes. Same
Bob.
basic. I know. I can't believe I've done this. It basically has a Wraith, a spirit seer, as the pilot, with the soul of an Eldari basically as the co-pilot.
So it's like back in the Star Wars days, the little soul guy's a droid.
Yeah, astromech shit. It can even operate the spacecraft, I should say, on a basic level if the spirit seer is concussed or incapacitated.
No, that is all that makes me think of. It's just astromech.
Yeah, but imagine there's 10 astromechs all telling you weird shit and driving you slowly insane.
Oh boy.
Or sometimes you just get back and you know your spirit is no longer in your fucking body, it's now stuck in the very same aircraft. You've become the astromech.
Oh.
It comes with a mind shock pod and basically can cause terror at anything that it panic and anybody looking at it. Heavy D sides, Jesus Christ. The Mind Shock pod was developed to sever a Tyranid warrior's link to the hive mind. These weapons are even more powerful, disrupt the engrams of Necron warriors. Jesus Christ. This is the act the Eldar have dubbed the cutting of the Crone's cord. For the Eldar myth, silver strand that ties the soul to the body can only be cut by the goddess Moray Heg, thus to be deployed in the Hemlock is to define their own culture's traditions and dogma. For reference, Moray Heg is the goddess of wisdom and wisdom and wrath. My Wraith fighter once engaged an Imperial Knight. Wetabits fell from the sky after getting daka and a chainsword swing.
R2D2 Eldar version.
Did I miss any other Ghost Warriors, Cicero, that I'm unaware of? I think that's everything. I wasn't aware of the Wraith
I'd like
fighter.
to say more, but I have no idea anything about the fucking Eldar. Fuck them knife ears.
Mm-hmm. Back to the small Wraith.
The Wraith dildo?
Shut the fuck up.
Slanesh approved.
Back to the little story. The Wraith Lord was not, in fact, fast enough to touch Gilliman without a custodian grabbing it by the finger and going, fuck off. It was then that the Eldar goes, would you like to try? And Gilliman simply, mind you, Gilliman this time is not wearing his armor, is sipping his tea and goes, gaze upon your armor. And this bright fucking yellow armored Eldari looks down and there's the perfect line of ink and a fingerprint where Gilliman just basically dabbed his finger in ink and went whoop.
Of course, Gilliman wins.
Well, Primarch being fast as fuck, boy. You know what the problem was with that statement is? As fast as Gilliman was, the Wraith Lord saw it and could have intercepted it. He was too preoccupied by the custodian. And the custodian had to go, oh, fucking try to catch fast. So they've definitely got a whole fuckload faster. Are we winning, Orican? I fucking love that meme. Are we winning, Orican? Treason. Our ships are without atmosphere. Do orcs breathe? They have lungs. That is not what I asked.
I gotta fucking read that book again.
Speaking of good old treason, you ever heard the time he goofed?
Possibly.
Goof a lot.
He goofed. He basically took an Imperial commissar into his massive. Showed him around the museum of treason, the Necron Natural Museum, History Museum, right?
Peace.
Showed him all around and shit. The whole time the commissar is freaking the fuck out, taking mental notes of everything because he thinks he's gonna get quizzed on it. Only for the end of treason to go, here, friend, you may leave now and tell everybody about my grand museum. But what is thy name? I'll give you 3 guesses the name of the commissar.
Thomas Arcane.
It was fucking Kane. And he goes, oh, Caiaphas. He goes, Caiaphas. Caiaphas. Kane leaves through the Doman gate. Caiaphas. Caiaphas. Kane looks at his big fucking Hero of the Imperium exhibit, looks down and realizes he's missing that exhibit and goes, fuck. The mechanical magpie was upsetting spaghetti for a while. How did you get into my office? Who are you and how did you get into my office? I am Treason the Infinite. And I am Treason the Infinite.
The best commissar is currently in a casket, so we can't really talk about him anymore.
Jesus Christ.
If you're talking about commissar, you should really talk about the best one.
I am talking about the best one. Jorg has one run-in with the world leaders and loses his head. Kane runs into him 3 times and beats all 3 in sword duels.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Or Ash. He's British.
That's just propaganda. He's alive.
And to end the night on a joke. Gentlemen, do you know why the saying is the sun never sets on the British Empire?
Because he never got nuked.
No, because not even God trusts the English in the dark.
Jesus Christ, you guys.
And now for an American. A good old American joke. How do you know when you find Columbus, Ohio?
Probably gunshots.
No. From Michigan, you go south till you smell it, and then you go east till you step in it.
Jesus Christ.
I can make fun of everybody, including myself.
Well, that's the problem, though. You're just going to get lost in Ohio.
Oh, cornfields.
Get corn.
Give them back their corn.
Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne, corn for the corn,
Milk for the
cornflakes.
cornflakes.
But any questions, guys? That's basically all my notes on the Ghost Warriors.
Nope.
Not really.
See, American jokes. It says not. It's not get them, but they'd be funny. Now shoot that Umi.
I'll have to get some of the other sound bites I have as things you guys can redeem. Like the reason why orcs aren't allowed to read anymore.
Oh dear God!
I'll have to get some of those on there.
So, I want to see if you guys can guess next week's subject.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a bit of a riddle, really. They are made all of this. It can be soft as silk or as strong as adamantium. It comes in many qualities. The strongest can resist the might of even the star gods. What am I?
Nicodermus.
You're correct, Kyle. We'll be speaking of the
Yay!
living metal
Yark.
next week.
Is it Yark? Yark's balls. What the
Ew, 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 ew. Oh.
He got excited when you said the softest silk part.
Ash, are you okay? Say Yurik 3 times in the chat if they're holding you prisoner. But yes, we'll be discussing Necrodermis and all its funny varieties, the mighty living metal that can basically take the heat of a plasma forge and just laugh it off. But somehow got melted by molten lava. I don't know how that makes any sense. But I guess we'll figure it out next week then, gentlemen.
Like you said, it's all that writing.
I don't understand. Well, to be fair, I don't think Ferris Madness ever stuck his arms in a plasma forge.
That we know of.
That, you know what, if you're very right, there's maybe 2 books that feature Ferris.
Ferris
But-
Madness is kind of like the unknown Primarch.
Well, you
Till the
can't really
next
do
one.
much when you're dead, so... I mean, ask Yark.
That is Yark.
Well, cheerio, it was good seeing you. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Kyle, would you like to roll your mythical dice?
Oh, till the next one, fellas. Good night, Cheerio. We shall see you. And shall I roll the
Good
dice?
night. Roll the dice.
Roll the dice. I got an
Hot
8.
tub. Nope, no hot tub.
Hot tub. Come on, 1.
Cock.
Are we really doing this again? The
Reroll
whole
it.
reroll.
And there again, Kyle, they have invoked the mighty rule of reload roll.
I use CP. I use
Reroll.
CP to reroll. All right,
And point reroll.
15. It's hard to see, I know, but 15. That's funny. Oh man, you guys.
Oh, that has a 1 in it.
Not an out one.
Well, considering that this guy ain't even doing Warhammer, we're gonna go back to the 8.
Warhammer. Why is he in the Warhammer tab?
I don't know. He's
He does not
but I
know.
think because his name Warhammer's in the names, I think that's why it popped up.
He's trying to get to the bottom of it, Alan.
Okay. So, we have our raid. We are going to be raiding George_Pedro. Warhammer with boobies.
You're all
We're all degenerates.
The tall glass of Slanesh.
Plug us Slanushi.
Oh. Now I have to try
Oh,
to
that's
do
the
this. Not echo myself. I think my music just stopped. There it goes. Well, as I check this out, I want to say thanks everybody for stopping by. This has been the Art of Lore show. Why is this
Personalities.
taking so long to get to this? Okay, I did it. Okay,
You did the thing?
I had a feeling it wasn't going to be English, and it's not. So, we'll just send the raid over there and call it a day. But for those of you who are still here, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being part of the Art of Lore show here with us and listening to the lore and watching my horrible painting and so on and so forth. Inquisitorial Rejects coming soon. Other than that, I hope you all have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Bye-bye.